Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple beaded dragon. And this is the video that I did on my first channel, and it absolutely blew up. Right now it has like 46,000 views. This is actually the same little dragon that I made in that video, and that made me want to start this channel. You might be thinking, like, why are you making this tutorial when there's already one tutorial? Well, first of all, I want a tutorial for the dragon on this channel, and also I have improved in my explaining techniques and stuff, so I feel like I can explain it a little bit better, and obviously the final product I think it's going to be a little better because I've, had so much more practice. So let's get started. What you'll need for wire, you'll need one 16-inch piece or 41 centimeter piece of 28 gauge wire. I'm using this wire. This one I got at my local bead store, but wire that's better than that is pear wire from firemountaingems.com. This is titanium, but it looks like this, but get the black copper wire because that's very cheap and easy to work with. You will also need 2 pieces of wire for the wings, and these are 9 inches or 23 centimeters long. For beads, you will need 80 of your main color. I'm using orange, so it's the color of the body and some of the wings. So you'll need 80 of those. You'll also need a color for the inside of the wing. I'm going to use blue, and you will need 18 of those. And I guess if you're going to do a little like patch on the back of this, here, let me get a dragon with that. Okay, so if you're making one like this where there's some little like patch on its back, then you will need 24 of the secondary color of beads. And for the regular body beads, you will need 74. So yeah, but I'm just going to be doing just a plain one today, like this one. Okay, so you also need 2 black beads for the eyes, or whatever color you want. You will also need something to hold your beads in. I'm using these bead containers. You will need scissors to cut your wire. You will also need a ruler to measure your wire. So let's get started in making our dragon. Take your longer piece of wire, the 16-inch one, and fold it in half. I already have mine folded in half. But yeah, meet the ends and kind of strip it back down so you can find the center point. And now you're going to take one of your body colored beads. So the first color, the one you have the most of, I'm using orange, and put it on your wire. String it, and then just put it down so it rests in the center, and kind of hold that in place with your finger, and then take one side of the wire and loop it around and through that bead. Now pinch and hold tight so it's still in the center, and pull not super tight though, so then you could strip your wires back and make sure they're even. Mine are fairly even. If they're more than like an inch apart, then I think you should like even it out a little more, but that's good. So I'm pulling it all the way tight. I'm gonna grab that little bead, strip my wires back again, get these out of the way so you can see better. And now I'm gonna take 2 orange beads and put them on my wire, and now bring those down. And now you're going to take the wire that does not have the beads on it, and you're going to loop it around and through these beads. Like that. And now you'll pull tight. Like that. And now you grab the beads and strip your wires back. And just like that, and there's like the little nose of your dragon. Now it's going to be the row where you add the eyes. So take one of your black beads, and stick it on your wire. And now one of your orange beads, stick it on your wire, and then another black bead. Bring those down. Take your empty wire once again and loop it around and through all 3 of the beads. Pull tight, and here's the little face of your dragon. Now you're going to take 2 orange beads, or body colored beads. 1, 2, bring them down. Now take your empty wire, loop it around, stick it through both of those beads, and pull tight. Now you're going to take 3 orange beads, put them on your wire, 1, 2, and 3. Bring those down and do the same process. Pull tight. And now you're gonna just work on one of your wires. We're gonna do the arms or the legs or whatever. So just take one of your wires and put 6 beads on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bring those down, and now what you're going to do is you're going to kind of separate them in half, so there's 3 on each side, like this, and then loop the same wire around and skip these 3 beads, but string your wire through the first 3 beads that you put on. So it should look like that. And then we pull tight, gently tight, just like that. You might want to help them along a little bit, but there you have a little arm, and you could just adjust it however much you want so it's nice and tight, just like that. So now there's your first little arm of your dragon, and I would do the exact same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now do the same thing. Sorry, my fingers were kind of blocking it, but there we go. And there are 2 little arms on your dragon. Now we're going to do a row of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring those down. And do the same process. Take your empty wire and string it through the beads on the other wire, just like that, and pull tight. Now we're going to do that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do the same process. Pull tight. Now we're going to do another row of 3. So that's a wonky bead. 1, 2, 3. Bring them down. Do the same process. And pull tight. Now we're going to do the back legs. So take just one wire again and put 6 beads on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now do the same process. Skip the first 3, loop your wire around and through the other 3, and pull tight. You might need to help it along a little bit. Just mess with it until it's tight, just like that. Now do it to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. Now we have all 4 legs. Now we're going to take 2 beads, put them on our wire. 1 and 2. Bring them down. Take your wire, empty wire, loop it around and through the 2 beads on the other wire, and pull tight. And now we just need to do the tail. So now we're going to do 8 rows of 1. So take 1 bead, put it on your wire, bring it down, do the same process. Another one on your wire, bring it down, loop it around through the bead on the other wire, and pull tight. There's 2. We're gonna add 6 more. So 1. I guess this is number 3. Here's number 4. Here's 5. Number 6. Two more. Number 7. And number 8. Pull tight. And now we're going to tie it off. And you're done with your little body portion of the dragon. So take one of your wires and loop it around and through that last bead that we put on. And then do the same with your other one, just the opposite direction. And then twist your wires together, and then use your scissors to snip off the excess. And then you can fold the little point of the wire down, and there you have your little lizard. And you can keep it this way if you want, if you just want a lizard, and you can like make it stand up just like that. But I'm going to go ahead and add the wings. So take one of your shorter pieces of wire, the 9-inch one, and fold it in half. Meet the ends, strip it back like that. And now this part is probably the trickiest of everything, but it's still pretty easy. So if you see, if you see these little loops on the side made by the wire, we are going to weave this wire through those. So first we're going to start by slipping it through this loop right here, the one between the arm or the leg and the neck, and just looping it like that, if you see. And now we're going to continue to loop it. So take your other side of your wire, and loop it through the next loop. Pull tight. Just like that. And before you go too far, you might just want to see if your wires are even, and mine are not. So if the wire that's shorter, just pull it a little bit and then check to see if they're even. You will have a little bit extra wire, so it's not that big of a deal, but just make sure they're pretty even. Now weave your wire down and through the next loop. And pull tight, gently, like that. And then the last loop is going to be this one. So string it up, through, just like that. And now we have the wire looped through the side of the body, and we're ready to do the wing. So I'm going to keep my little dragon facing this way, where its head is facing to the right, all the time when I'm doing this next wing, just because it's easier to not mess up this way. So, and I'm always going to be stringing from the right wire. If you're left-handed, you can probably switch it around and do the left and have your dragon facing left, but I'm right-handed, so I'm going to do it this way. Alright, for the first row for your wings, you're going to take one orange bead or one body colored bead, and then 3 of your wing colored beads. One, 2, and 3. Bring those down. Take your empty wire, loop it around and through all 4 of those, and pull tight. And there's the first layer, or first row of your wings. Now you're going to do a row of all orange. So take 4 of your body colored beads, put them on your wire. Bring them down and do the same process. Pull tight. Now you're going to do another row with the blue in it. So 1 body colored bead and 3 wing colored beads. 1, 2, 3. Bring it down and do the same process. Pull tight. Now we're going to do another row of just orange. So 4 orange beads, or 4 body colored beads. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bring it down. Pull tight. Now we're going to start to taper the wing off. So we're going to do a row of 1 body colored bead and only 2 wing beads. 1 and 2. And do the same process, even though it's not as many beads. Pull tight. And now you're going to do a row of 1 body colored bead and 1 wing colored bead. Pull tight just like that. And now you're finally going to top it off with one body colored bead. And pull tight. There we go. Make sure kind of all the beads on this side are flat. Alright, now we're going to tie it off just like we did the tail. Just like that. Pull tight and twist your wires together. And now trim off the excess and fold down your little pointy bit. Just like that. And now we have one wing done. And now we're going to do the other wing. So if you can flatten out your little dragon, that kind of helps when you're weaving it. Take your other wire, fold it in half, and I'll go close. Now you're going to start weaving again. I'm weaving, I think I wove from the front this time, but now I'm going from the back. So start by weaving it through the gap between the leg and the body. And take the other side of the wire, loop it up through the next loop. Even out your wires. These mine were like that, so I'm going to even them out. Just like that. Now continue with the looping. Now since this is going up, we'll loop it down through the next loop. I'm saying loop so much, but it's fine. Pull it gently tight. Like that. And now finally loop up through the next loop, which has the leg on it. Like that. And pull tight. Now you can strip your wires up and yep, mine are even. So now we can make the last wing. I still have my dragon facing that way. And now it's literally the same thing for both wings. So I'll just do it, but I won't give as much instruction. So 1 orange bead, 3 blue beads, do the process, pull tight, 4 orange beads, just continue to do the same thing you did with the first wing. We're going to start tapering it off now. Here we go. And now the last orange bead. I actually have an extra, but I probably just miscounted mine. Last orange bead. Here we go. And it kind of looks a little wonky, but I will adjust it however much I like. And now you're just gonna tie off your wing. Now twist your wires together and trim off the excess and fold down the little pointy bit. And there you have your little dragon, and you can position it like the legs, you can bend the wings. And there you have your finished little dragon. So I hope yours turned out so great, and I hope you love it a lot. I hope this tutorial was easy to follow. And yeah, please join me again for my next tutorial, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!